think
Or you never know.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go in there and spar. I don't think it's gonna be you trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill you. I think it's let's go in here and make this money. It's more of a business tactic than anything.
100%.
And he went from Disney to, getting paid. What I told you, world champions that have dedicated their whole life to this sport,
Yeah.
they will never get paid. Not even a percentage of what he's making.
Yeah.
Or are you about it because you promote the sport of boxing?
Nah, it don't bother me because if I was in that position, I'd be happy. I always look at it like that. Like, if I was in that position, I'd be happy making all these millions of dollars. It don't count. It's just for show. I mean, it's a win-win.
Terence Crawford reacted to Gervonta Davis facing Jake Paul, calling it a business move rather than a real fight. He explained that the massive weight gap between a 135-pound fighter and a 200-pound opponent makes it more of an exhibition than true competition. Crawford believes the two will simply spar for entertainment and money. He acknowledged Jake's size and power and Tank's explosiveness, but insisted this matchup is about business, not boxing.
I didn't like that one.
Jake too big for Tank, In reality, he's way too big for Tank. Like, Tank is very talented, punch hard, explosive, the whole 9 yards, but...
Yeah, because some people say Jake's fight's rigged. He's like suing people now that say they're rigged. You see that? But how could they rig it before? Because, like, what if they just say, oh, we're going to go soft on each other, and then Tank just fucking throws it right at Jake?
Jake can punch with that right hand. Like, I seen him, up close and personal. Like, dude is big. He's not as slow as people think he is, and he can punch. That's why a lot of people know, like, there was times where, him and Tyson, was in the ring, and he could have, like, laid it on Tyson, but he kind of, like, held back.
You could tell.
And that's the same with Tyson. Like, Tyson could have caught Jake with something, and he just like, so you can see it.
If you had to choose someone to win that fight, who do you think wins?
Honestly, I think Jake by youth.
Really?
Yeah.
Emiliano Vargas speaks openly about the state of modern boxing and how figures like Jake Paul have changed the game. He explains that Jake understood early on that boxing today isn't just about skill, talent, or legacy, it's about capturing attention. Fans' excitement, social media buzz, and entertainment value now determine who earns the biggest paychecks. Vargas says this shift is unfair to real champions who've spent their lives mastering their craft and fighting the best, yet earn far less. He believes Jake figured out the formula. Create drama, build hype, and control the spotlight. Money will follow automatically. While Vargas admits Jake's approach is smart, he's also disappointed that boxing has evolved into more of an entertainment business than a true competitive sport. For him, the focus has moved away from greatness and toward generating views and viral moments.
Right. Explain this to me, non-basketball terms, just such a funny internet game, but explain this to me like a third grader. What is an exhibition fight?
I don't even know, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. All I know is that Jake is making, God damn.
But when they say
look, God bless Jake, bro, because this is what he figured out. He figured out this. He figured out boxing is all about attention.
100%.
And he went from Disney to, getting paid. What I told you, world champions that have dedicated their whole life to this sport, they will never get paid. Not even a percentage of what he's making.
Yeah.
But because attention brings dollars. It doesn't matter if it's a podcast, if it's a movie premiere, if it's boxing. If there's no attention on it, you're not going to make no money from it.
This is like the WNBA conversation. That's why they don't make the money, because they don't have the attention.
No, for sure. I was at the WNBA yesterday. That shit was lit, bro.
It was lit?
I was chopping it up with Floyd was there.
It was good?
They won by like, I think 1 or 2 points. But I was standing up and I was jumping, it was the finals though.
Yeah.
It's the finals. So, all that aside, I just feel like Gervonta could crack though, bro.
Oh, of course.
Gervonta could crack. I mean,
so this is what I want.
He's sparred light heavyweights and heavyweights before. Like, this ain't nothing new.
Even taller guys.
For sure.
Yeah, so what I really want to ask you in regards to that fight is, like, obviously someone like Gervonta is not, in his mind, he's not going to go out there and look stupid, no matter how it goes.
Right. No, he's not.
But that's what when I see it's an
He's not.
exhibition fight, I'm like, what does that mean?
And you can still get knocked out. You know, I feel like that means there's not gonna be no winner.
No effect on the record.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. But you could get knocked out.
So you don't think, because like, you know, the beef now is like, this shit's the WWE. That's what people say about
I
boxing.
mean,
Showbiz the Adult emphasizes that Gervonta Tank Davis isn't underestimating Jake Paul, even though their upcoming match is being labeled an exhibition. According to him, Tank views this fight as a major opportunity to prove his dominance on a global stage. A convincing win over Jake could skyrocket his reputation beyond traditional boxing fans and into mainstream fame. That's why Tank's coach has revealed he's training with the same intensity and focus as if it were a world title bout. Showbiz explains that for Tank, losing is simply not an option. The internet never forgets. One bad performance against a YouTuber-turned-boxer could damage his legacy forever. While the fight may not count toward any official record, Tank understands that its impact on his image is real. He's determined to show the clear difference between a lifelong professional and a self-made celebrity boxer.
You mean to tell me you start hitting Jake with some shit, he ain't gonna fight back? He said, fat. But he had you on a hit list before this fight even happened. So his mental is on you. So you have to take him serious.
What Tank Davis doesn't know he's risking is crazy. I hope he knows now. The fan base doesn't know what Tank's risking. Y'all just seeing it as WWE shit. That Jake Paul is an opportunist, and that Jake Paul is gonna try to knock him out. He's gonna try to knock him out, do this, cross his arms. He's gonna try to do that shit. If he hits Tank and Tank has Bambi legs, that goes viral. Jake Paul gave Tank Bambi legs. He'll get trolled so much, Tank may retire. Tank gotta knock that guy out, and y'all don't realize it. And regardless of the reality of it being an exhibition, that shit, the sight of that is gonna go viral. Tank gonna have to take him seriously and knock his ass out. Bro.
Danny Garcia and other boxing analysts view the upcoming fight as more entertainment than sport. They admit it's not a true contest between equals, but rather a business spectacle built to attract attention and money. Still, they acknowledge that the curiosity surrounding it is powerful. Fans genuinely want to see what happens when a smaller, explosive fighter like Tank faces a much larger but less skilled boxer like Jake. That sense of mystery keeps audiences invested. Analysts also suggest this could be one of Tank's final major appearances before retirement. They believe he may be using this exhibition to secure a massive payday and leave the sport at his financial peak. While the fight may not define his legacy as a boxer, it will undoubtedly elevate his brand, making it a smart business decision, even if it's not a meaningful sporting achievement.
I think Tank Davis, I have a feeling, bro, Tank Davis is going to retire after this fight. Sometimes when you get a big payday like that against a fight like Jake Paul, like you as a professional boxer, does that shit bother you, or are you about it because it's promoting the sport of boxers?
No, it don't bother me because if I was in that position, I'd be happy. I always look at it like that. Like if I was in that position, I'd be happy making all these millions of dollars. You know, it don't count. It's just for show. I mean, it's a win-win. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the fight. It's the
Does Tank Davis get it done with Jake Paul? Jake Paul's a little bit bigger.
It's interesting, man. I don't think it's gonna be easy for none of them. I think it's gonna be interesting because Jake is a big dude and Jake is not a bum. Like right. Jake knows how to fight a little bit.
Right.
And Tank is a lot smaller. I think it's gonna be entertaining for sure. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in because I just want to see like the outcome for sure.
Damn,
right.
You have it, Kamaru. See?
Yeah, I've been saying that. I think, see, Danny, you can attest to this. I see when Jake came into the sport of boxing, it's just, of course, we say, oh, it's just a goofy YouTuber or a content creator coming into the actual combat sports. He came in with such hype and so many eyeballs to where at first it didn't look the greatest, but he's really proved it. The more people have doubted him, the more people have hated on him, the more people have said these things about him, the more it's fueled his fire to where he stayed in the gym enough to where you see Jake now running off combinations and he actually kind of looked like a boxer.
Yeah, he definitely stepped it up. I mean, everybody everybody in the beginning was like, man, I've been doing this my whole life. Like, we can't let somebody come in here and just make all this money. And
Right.
everyone said that as a boxer, but as he kept, or the fighter, as he kept doing it, like I kind of started to respect it, because it's, I mean, how many people could really like turn one fan base into another? You know what I mean? Like, you could be a YouTuber and then you could try to be like a rapper and your fans don't go with you. Like, his fans really followed him to the boxing world. Like, you gotta respect, he got a loyal fan base, because it's like, if I try to drop a song, nobody gonna listen to it, you know what I mean?
Showbiz the Adult explains that both fighters are in a position where failure simply isn't an option. For Jake Paul, this fight represents the ultimate test of whether he truly belongs in the boxing world. He's built his reputation by defeating celebrities and retired athletes, but Tank is a young, active world champion. If Jake underestimates him and gets dominated, his credibility in the sport could collapse overnight. On the other hand, Tank also faces serious risk. Losing, even in an exhibition, to someone like Jake Paul would be a devastating blow to his legacy and pride. That's why, according to Showbiz, both men are taking this fight as seriously as a championship bout. The pressure, however, is different for each. Jake wants to prove he can hang with real fighters, while Tank aims to defend boxing's honor. That shared tension makes this exhibition more intense than many official fights.
Tank Davis is in a situation where there's a good chance he'll have to retire, like he said after this fight. Let me tell you what I mean. With everyone saying that Jake Paul's fights are fake, Jake Paul brand cannot afford this fight to be a play-around fight that goes the distance. It just can't afford it. If it goes the distance and it's tit for tat and everybody just is like a sparring session, Jake Paul's brand is going to take an enormous hit. I don't think Jake Paul's brand can afford it. I think Jake Paul knows that. And he's going to go out there throwing haymakers, trying to knock out Tank. I'm telling y'all, and y'all keep playing around. Y'all keep telling Tank that it's fake. Y'all keep saying, whatever. And what's going to happen is Jake Paul, playing possum, is going to try to knock this guy out and go viral. Bro, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the size. It doesn't matter anything, bro, because it's going to go viral and everybody's going to roast the hell out of Tank. And I'm saying, Tank, you got to take this fight seriously. I don't know what was said to you, but don't listen to your fans. Your fans, the Tanky Wankies, been setting you up to lose forever. Brother, listen to the biz. Don't listen to anyone else. Your only option is to take Jake seriously and knock him out. Brother, that is your only option. Because Jake Paul knows that's his only option. He's just not saying it.
Leonard Ellerby steps in to defend Gervonta Tank Davis against his critics. He points out that many in the boxing world and media keep questioning why Tank hasn't faced fighters like Shakur Stevenson or Vasily Lomachenko, but they overlook the business realities behind those decisions. Ellerby explains that Tank follows his own career plan and that not every matchup fans demand makes sense financially or contractually. According to him, people are quick to criticize without understanding how complex the boxing system truly is. He emphasizes that Tank has already achieved enormous success, built a massive global fan base, and consistently delivers excitement in the ring. Ellerby believes critics focus too much on finding flaws instead of appreciating Tank's contributions to the sport. He insists Tank isn't dodging challenges. He's making smart choices that protect his career, health, and long-term business goals.